So I'm waiting backstage for Adam. I'm doing Up and Adam. So much has happened. Hi.
Yeah, it should be in your thing.
Adam, is it in his thing or what?
Jason said Adam.
Get it out of your thing, Jason.
It's in your thing.
Get it out of your thing, baby.
How are you?
Oh my God, why do you have such a cool sign? I want a cool sign.
I actually, since I was brought up, I'm waiting until we move into our house, but I'm going to have shelves, and I'm going to have my little part where I was brought up in the Girardi legal shit, because my name is mentioned. I'm going to have a little framed photo of it behind me.
You know what? You should be like the next sorry about that. You should be like the next Jay Leno. I'm not going to lie. Like, you really are that good.
Wait, how? Oh my God. So I'm loving your thumbnails. I'm loving your channel. And I just looked you up. You were so easy to find, but we'll work on that. But you're killing it. I'm so happy for you.
Okay. No, I'm not, but I love you. Killing it's like a leap. Adam, why are you know what I love about you is that you're the most positive human being. That's the truth. You're so positive.
Oh God. I don't know about that. Jason would argue otherwise, but
I miss you guys. I feel like we need to do another visit, even though it's been like only 2 weeks.
I can't. I feel like Miami was forever ago.
It felt like that. Well, you guys had like that was like a marathon.
Yeah.
You really did it hard.
God, we went in.
Yeah.
We went in.
So we have so much shit to unpack. I'm like, oh my God.
My God, this is. Oh, hold on, smash that, subscribe. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm adding a little banner.
Oh yeah, onto your broadcast?
Yeah, where the fuck is Jason?
Jason, where the fuck are you?
Oh, I just heard him pop on. Okay.
Okay, well good. Jason, you're late to my party.
All right.
Oh, Jason, I love it. Oh my God, you have like a sexy boudoir action happening.
I'm getting you like Jim Carrey in Miami, like Pet Detective.
Oh,
Totally. Oh my God, you look exactly like the Pet Detective right now. The hair and everything.
Say that in the comments.
Oh my God, it's great. Shit. Okay, yeah, smash that link button or that like button. Sorry, I have my glasses on.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and drop this down, and then I'm going to run the intro and bring this up. I have a lot of photos and stuff. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
I can't believe you know how to use photos. Like, that's so expert.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about this because this video came out today.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to. I already like posted about. I'm ready. I've got so much shit to unpack. I've been waiting for like 20 minutes. Like, fuck, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. And do we have a lot to unpack today? Guys, we're back to break down. I was about to say to talk about, but we're actually breaking down the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode from last night. While there wasn't as much going on, we did find out Erika finally heard about the conservatorship, so we're seeing how she reacted to that. But also, we're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive because shit just came out on page 6, and we have to talk about it. You guys know I can't do this by myself, so I have to welcome two very special guests. $25,000 sunglasses. I'm sorry, I feel like Janet, you're branded with that.
Why do you have to always?
Jason from his channel, Down with Jason. Guys, before I bring them up, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And I've attached our two special guests today. Their channels in the description of this video. They both have fairly new channels, but they're not new to this game. So go get subscribed. So that way you can get some daily hot topics. All right. Hi, Dana. Hi, Jason.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, already 100 in the room in the first minute. I'm excited about this.
Listen, Adam, we need to unpack. This is just, there's so much. I feel like there was we needed to call an emergency meeting today. This is like an emergency gossip session we must have.
No, honestly, watching the episode last night, I was sitting there and I'm like, shit, well, Sutton's foot, okay, that's not exciting. Kathy Hilton doesn't know the name of the woman who works for her. She's just the lady. And Kyle Richards is kind of like her little babysitter. And then also Erika saying she should be threatened. I'm like, what is there really going on? Is it that interesting? And then this morning, it was like, boom, Page 6 releases a video of Tom Girardi looking like he's not all there, revealing that he felt like Erika knew.
Okay, so let's just tell, for people who haven't seen it, I'm sure there's like no one at this point, but just in case. So what happened was Tom Girardi was at this luxury lunch, which I'm not sure why he was at a luxury lunch for 2 hours with somebody from his family, I guess, or friends. And as he's coming out, Page 6 paparazzi asks him the question. And the question basically was, could you set something straight? What was it exactly? Let me tell you, so we say it properly. Did Erika know anything? And he said, I think she does. His exact words. I think she does. And he hesitates. Now, what did I think at that moment? I thought Tom Girardi is pissed. He's pissed that he's the only one paying the piper for the lifestyle he provided her for 20 years. Okay? So I think he had a moment and he pondered it and he's like, do I throw her under the bus? And indeed, the answer was yes. And I think the whole time Erika has been on the show, the reason she's had Tom's back, like last night in the episode where she's like, oh my God, his family, how could they not be there for him and the home, is because she has been afraid that he will admit to what she knew and what she doesn't if he gets desperate enough.
It was like that episode aired a little too late, like one day too late, because he said this yesterday and then all of a sudden, boom, this comes out today after Erika was sitting there like, this breaks my heart. Where is his family? Where is his wife?
Yeah, but where's Erika? Like she said, 22 years, of marriage, and she just exit stage left. I mean, just because there's legal woes doesn't mean that she does have to, do nothing. She could do something. I haven't heard about anything she's done to help him, period, at all. Although, mysteriously, when you look at some of the documentation of where Erika's been lately, she's been in Pasadena, which I thought was weird. Like she was at TJ Maxx or that cheapy store in Pasadena. By the way, they have great deals. Unfortunately, I have to shop there now because I'm poor, but
I'm an avid TJ Maxxer too, don't worry.
Woo!
No, I think though, we obviously heard that she was in Pasadena, but we know that she's living in a rental that's over by Hancock Park. This is interesting, and Jason has said the same thing over and over, and I've been listening to him say it, and I'm trying to play devil's advocate because I get a lot of shit when people are like, get off of Erika's back. I'm like, I'm not on her back. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on because nobody's saying shit. And Jason makes a good point. He keeps saying she is showing no emotion on the show.
There's no remorse. There's no kind of emotion when she talks about anything, but especially the victims, especially when they're brought up, which is just baffling to me. And I mean, in last night's episode, there were a lot of likable moments for Erika, especially with her dog and, getting kind of into the room. And then she always does that where she has one of those freaking tiffs, she should be threatened. And then you just want to hate her again because she has shown no remorse and she doesn't seem like she cares about anything except herself.
Well, and plus, what was that whacked out statement last night? You guys, I don't know if you saw it yet, but she says she's retelling a story about Tom's car accident and going to the hospital. And this story has it's become multiple stories. It's got a life of its own. I feel like it's like a game. Let's keep telling the car story and change it up a little this time. And she said something well, he was unconscious allegedly. But she was supposedly the one initially in one version of the story, she finds him. So, I mean, is he unconscious for 12 hours or isn't he? And why are you using the word allegedly? You're a do you have a gossip channel?
To watch Kyle's hypocritical face just open up a little bit, I was like, okay.
Well, knowing Kyle, You know, Kyle is just, oh gosh, she must be going home and going, how am I going to continue to pretend that I'm friends with Erika? I just know that's like her conversation with Mauricio at home, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I want to, let's get back to that in a second, but there's so much, again, that keeps coming out, and sometimes we get blind items, and sometimes they're valid, and sometimes they don't make sense at all. But one of the blind items that came out through Bravo's Snark side as of recently, and I don't know if you've heard about this, Dana or Jason, but
I love her, so of course I have.
Okay. We heard that we saw that Erika went to Vegas, and she went to an event at the Venetian Resort. It was her first appearance that we've seen her on a red carpet, aside from the BMAs, since everything has happened. And when she is doing this, everyone's wondering, you're smiling, you're happy, yet you've still said nothing about the victims, and you're being sued right now. What are you so happy about? Well, when the blind item came out, they said Erika was brought to Vegas and given this allegedly paid opportunity by her boyfriend, who is supposedly a casino mogul.
That's right.
Are you buying this?
Yeah, Bravo Snarkside heard who it was on my Patreon. It's in there.
Bravo Snarkside, give some credit.
Bravo Snarkside, no, she doesn't need to give credit. It's all good. I have many media outlets in my Patreon, and they listen, and then they go and they do it. Or she might have gotten it from NT too, from Crazy Days and Nights. But because he also is, you know, him and I converse about these things. Yeah, so she does. She has a big Vegas boyfriend, we think. And we think we know who it is, and it is in my Patreon. But it's so good, I can't let it go here. Sorry.
That's fair.
I do break it all down, though. It's not like a tease. Like, I tell you his name, why, where it could have come from, the whole bit.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then, and you don't have to give us a name, but if he's a casino mogul, are we saying, or are we thinking that he's worth more than Tom Girardi ever was?
Well, I mean, if you're a private individual and you own a casino, there's not that many of those anymore. I'd say you're basically blowing your nose in $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of dough to be a private holder of a casino. Oh, did I give it like a little...
We'll take it. And then my next question here is, do you think that this alleged boyfriend could be the one, because Ronald Richards has been, going off about the fact that he does not understand how is Erika paying her legal bills, and also how is she paying for her accountant/manager's legal bills. He said this is a lot of money, and even though Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it pays, and this is most likely her main source of income, is it paying that fucking much to be paying all of these legal bills? So he thinks that she has a third party who's funding this. Do you think it could be the casino mogul alleged boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you not want to tease us? Give us a second.
How else is she paying for it?
No, you're not getting any more out of me.
Okay.
But I do want to talk.
Here to the side looking up casino moguls.
I know you are. I know you got. I threw you such a bone there. Jeez, guys. Okay, so let me just tell you this. I want to tell you some more stuff that's come up that you guys may not be aware of, okay? So, first of all, the trustee thinks they may have found some bank accounts. I'm sure you probably have already covered that a little bit, right, Adam?
Yes.
Okay. So that's just come out yesterday. So they're going to start pursuing if there's any leads to those bank accounts that, they seem to have found. And so we'll, stay tuned on that. The California Bar Association is trying to make public all of the complaints that ever have been made about Tom Girardi, which is a huge deal because they're usually kept confidential. So we're going to know like 20 years of all of his bullshit, which is super exciting. And I'm just giving you the quick unpack that we need to just keep in mind. This is the recent stuff that's happened. And Tom's partners, which is super upsetting, has sued because Tom Girardi used their partnership assets for towards a lien on a loan with a bank. And so they're trying to sue Tom Girardi for fraud right now. I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tom Girardi is being sued for fraud for using these like assets from the legal firm wrongly. And so the judge made them have to redo their complaint now, so it's starting over. But just to say that, like, this is how many people he screwed over, like, even as, like, people in the law firm.
This is, well, hold on. One, I have to say two things. One, I love this chat.
Oh my God, Jag, put it away. Put it away. No.
We'll have to look into that some more, but I love this chat. And also, oh my God, well, hold on. Actually, Jago, I have to go ahead and take a photo of this really quick because I'm here for it. But guys, you have to definitely get that breakdown because Dana puts in all of the work on her Patreon account to make sure that she not only gives you a name. If she's giving you a name, she's giving you details, who they were married to, who ripped them off, who sued them, how many kids they have, how many baby mamas. You really do. You like break it down. You peel the layers.
You also have a way, like when you're interviewing people, just letting them say whatever the hell they want.
Jason was on my show. We talked Cirque du Soleil deep dive gossip. Yes.
Yeah. And you're like,
that one hasn't come out yet. This week we're doing Lady Gaga's music. The guy who wrote her hit album with her. So we're doing him, and I got a lot of great stuff out of that one.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
That's another reason to keep watching you. This is why you don't just like read the headlines. You break shit down, and I always appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, of course. For those of you guys who are watching, keep on smashing that like button. Let's get more people into the room. I want to ask both of you. Last night, Erika is sitting there talking to the women when they're in Del Mar, and Sutton had to go to the emergency room because of her foot. We see her being wheeled around in a wheelchair. And the women are asking her, where do we go from here? And she's like, yeah, I threatened her. She deserved to be threatened. And the women are like cringing. She's not pulling back on this. Do you think it's because she's pissed because she just found out about the conservatorship? Does it look bad on her that she's not taking her words back? Because we know on the Real Housewives, we get a lot of conflict and resolution where they say shit and then they apologize and they're like, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. But Erika's not pulling back.
Well, I mean, the thing that I noticed is that Erika initially said to Sutton, I'm not threatening you. Tom Girardi is the threat.
Right.
She said he's not dead yet or something like that, to that effect, right?
Right.
And then in last night's episode, it shifted and she was like, now I'm threatening you, basically. Right? So she kind of moves it off Tom because now we know in that episode he's in a conservatorship, so he's no longer a threat. Because he can't be a threat. If you're in a conservatorship, you have to be mentally incapacitated. You're not allowed to have any legal standing in a courtroom, okay? Unless you have an attorney representing you. And even then it's difficult, as we've seen with Britney Spears, right? So Tom, at this point in time, I really feel like, she doesn't have him to use anymore. So now these threats are coming directly from her. But she knows if she threatens too much, she'll be off the show. So she has to balance it.
Well, for Tom Girardi, anybody can sue anybody, right? But with him being under this conservatorship and everything that's going against him, if he did see some of the things that Sutton, was saying, and he felt like, okay, well, you're slandering me, which she's not, but say he did feel that way, could he still sue her even though he's been disbarred, he has no credibility at this point, everyone's going in on him? He still has a right to do that.
No, he can't do anything at this point.
Why?
Because he's in a conservatorship. So as much as the conservatorship isolates you from liability, you yourself you don't have any real position. It's very difficult to have a position. For example, Britney Spears tried to get for I want to say out of the 13 years, I think as of 3 or 4 years in, she's been trying to have a lawyer represent her in her conservatorship, and she was denied that ability. So it's very difficult for Tom Girardi now to have a lawyer represent him because it shows he's of sound mind. So what really would need to happen is the brother would have to sue on his behalf. His brother, who's the head of his conservator, his body, and he doesn't have an estate anymore because it's with the trustee.
Okay. Jason, do you have anything to say about that before I move on?
No.
Sorry.
No. It's a lot to digest. I have another question because you obviously were in this realm, this world. You know these women, and we've heard as of recently, Camille Grammer, Bethany Frankel, people have come out saying that this was the worst kept secret, saying or claiming that they've known about Tom Girardi's financial woes since 2017 and 2019. Did you ever hear personally anything about this before?
First of all, I'm just going to say not that far freaking back. I mean, you know, okay, Camille, maybe come forward next time. Geez, like, I don't know what Bethany and Camille were waiting for to say something, but if they knew all this, but oh well. I did know before, obviously, but not that far back. But because I would have said something like I did when I did know. You know what I mean?
Weren't you one of the first before Erika actually filed for divorce saying that this was coming?
Yes, I broke that Erika was divorcing Tom before it came out. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't hold back. I usually tell you guys. I tell everything.
I wish I could just live inside that brain of yours for 2 seconds and figure out where you're getting this information, because you're just a wealth of knowledge over there, and we appreciate it. All right. So there was another moment, and we'll get back to Erika in a minute, guys. There was another moment last night that was not kind of touching. It was touching. It was sad, where Lisa Rinna is being relentless Rinna. She's continuing to go in. This woman makes it so hard for me to like her sometimes. But she's trying to dig in and pull out of Garcelle. You know, you feel like you're not accepted. Why? Own it. Be honest about it. And then Garcelle breaks down because she feels like she hasn't been accepted her whole life. Then all of the women come to her defense. They start hugging her. And I'm like, where have you ladies been this? So this is hypocrisy at its finest.
Listen, when I go live about this is something that really bothered me last night. It wasn't even like a touching moment for me. I mean, it was, but it also wasn't. Because no one is listening to Garcelle. She's only being accused of being a bully. She's only being accused of, you know, and she has explained to these ladies, I feel like an outsider. I don't feel like you guys want to be my friend. And here Sutton is her only friend. But last night when she brought up, you know, being black and being the only black woman in the group, which can feel incredibly uncomfortable, I'm sure. Where was Crystal and her bold mouth when she was going after Sutton? That's the thing for me. It's like everybody is a hypocrite here. And then you're calling Garcelle out, then you're going to run over and hug her really quickly because you don't want to be called a racist.
Yeah,
like,
but
they are so hypocritical.
I still feel like Crystal, though, I have to defend her here because I feel like Crystal is still getting her footing because this is her freshman year. And like Dana even said before, had she have known what she knows now when she first filmed, she would have probably done it a little bit differently. And I think Crystal is still trying to figure out, mind you, there's cameras in her face, there's women.
Dana Wilkey brought more in 5 minutes than Crystal has given us this entire season.
Oh, yes, Jason. Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes. Yes.
Did she buy you like one too many cocktails over there?
No. I'm just saying, you know, with Crystal, I feel bad, you know, she's going through the whole Twitter thing right now with deactivating her Twitter because she's been attacked, especially racially, which I don't agree with. That is awful because as much as I don't like Crystal on the show, again, it has nothing to do with her race. But honestly, like, where is she when Garcelle has a problem or when she brings that up? I feel like Crystal is just kind of in the background. But I guess we're getting her for another season, so...
Do you want to know what I think about that?
2.0.
You want to know what I think about it? I think that if Crystal comes back, it's pretty shocking to me. Has she said she's coming back? She wants to?
Yeah, well...
Garcelle, I know, said she wants to, but that hasn't been... I mean, Bravo is, of course, going to hire her back, but, you know, she wants to, but they haven't hired her yet. You know what I mean?
I talked to one person over there since Jason and I worked for LVP for a while. We got to know a few of the producers when it came to Vanderpump Rules, and I actually reached out to someone asking them about this after we found out that Garcelle pretty much said that she would be returning or willing to return. And this person told me, honestly, Bravo's looking at bringing the whole cast back. The only person who would be in question at this point would be Kathy Hilton, and that's if she doesn't want to come back, they can't make her come back because she might have just filmed in the first place because it was COVID and she was bored as hell. But I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Well, I was surprised that you say that because Crystal shows signs to me of someone who's on the show who's starting to feel exhausted by the situation versus getting like more into it. Because there's this phenomena when you're shooting the show, which is if you start to feel like the only time I'm getting camera time is really draining and negative, right? Some people withdraw and they just go, I can't do this again. I can't do this at the dinner tonight. I can't. There's a psychological element, either you click in and you're like, all right, ready. I'm just going to hit Lisa, eat some fucking bread. Kyle, you're so annoying. Sutton, drop the accent, or I don't know, whatever. But, there's some people who do that. But then there's others that just go, I cannot believe I have to sit through this shit for 6 hours again and listen to drama. And now I'm back in the race conversation. I don't want to be in the race conversation. And they go like this. The cameras come and they hide.
Right.
And that used to happen, on my season. And sometimes people click into gear. They'll suddenly go, okay, I get it. Like Lisa Rinna, she'll be like, okay, it's dinner time. Like she'll check out everywhere else. Then at dinner, she's like, what can I say to piss everybody off? She comes alive. I see Crystal is not. She's really struggling with the fighting.
So in your opinion, not based off of Bravo offering her a contract, but how you're observing her body language and how she's acting on the show, you feel like even if she was potentially offered a contract, you just don't see her taking it.
Yeah, and I think, Bravo has an agenda if they offer her a contract because her performance hasn't been what, like in the old days, she wouldn't have survived to the second season, I don't think. So in the new days, maybe they need people that, or they have an agenda, right, that, but I don't think she would have made it because they don't like that. They really see it like as a philosophical production mindset. Like you've got to bring it every time you shoot. And it's so hard. Like when everybody was like, do you want to go back to Kathy's room last night? You know why all the girls said no was because they're freaking wrecked. That dinner was looked for us 10 minutes. It was 5 hours. Oh yeah. They were 5, that was 5 hours. You think about, we hung out
That was Kathy's breakfast.
Adam, you and I hung out for 5 hours and we were, think of how wrecked you were at the end of it. Imagine doing that on TV.
That was because we were having drinks at the pool. That's why I was
Okay, so try doing that on TV. Just drinking straight for 5 hours with the same people. Ugh.
It's so funny. Thank God they don't have a bachelor sort of state of mind here where it's 2 drink maximum for all of the women because I used to watch when they were filming Vanderpump Rules and they would have the cast members come in and they would say, okay, well, you're here for your 2 o'clock call time and we're not ready for you, so go have a drink at the bar. And then they would go check in with them. How are you doing? Oh, good. I'm just waiting to have somewhere to be. Oh, she's still sober. Hey, we're going to delay you another 15 minutes.
There's always a production stall when it comes to that. There was always a production stall.
Always. Jason and I used to laugh about it, and then you would have crazy Kristen walk over here and she's like, I am ready. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to mic you up.
You're hammered, let's go.
You're ready to go. No, but somebody did just say, or Tracy, I appreciated Kathy trying to stop the fighting, but they shut her down and that bothered me. I don't really feel did you see a moment where they shut Kathy down?
I think what she's sensing is that Kathy has been positioned as the mediator in the ongoing every episode. That's sort of what she's the matriarch or something of the family. It's sort of she's been presented that way. Right. And so I think that's what was Tracy who said that?
Yes.
Okay, so Tracy is probably feeling that impression that they're giving us week to week. However, make no mistake, on those nights that they're having dinners, they know they've got to bring it. If they don't bring it, they're getting fired. So there is pressure to bring it. Kathy doesn't have that pressure. She's a friend of, right?
I said this last night to Jason too, because I really felt like in last night's episode, one, we're seeing Kathy more and more, nobody will go against her. I don't know if you've noticed that, but if anybody else at the table shuts Dorit down the way Kathy does, she pops off and she has an opinion and she's like, I think you're bullying me. And then Kathy's like, Dorit, shh. And we're starting to see where they go around the table, how do you feel today? Well, I feel this. And Kathy's like, I have anxiety because I feel like there's unresolved issues at the table. I said to Jason, she's getting into this. She's getting good. Jason said, no, she's always been this way. I was like,
how I feel about Kathy, just really quick.
She's done a lot of reality TV, let's be fair.
Yes.
She's well trained in reality. Like, let's not pretend this is her, this is her first, she's like an
she
expert.
knows what character to put on.
Totally. And it is a character, 100%.
I love that she's like, still to this day, and they made a joke out of it, her shorthand. And she's like, she was really making me feel, I'm like, no, I don't know how she was making you feel, Kathy, but we want to know. Can you elaborate? And she plays this kind of, I said to Jason, I said, I feel like she's kind of learned a lot from her daughter because she plays this kind of, I don't know what's going on, but we all know she does. And Jason said, no, Paris learned that from Kathy. For sure.
Yeah, no, there's definitely performances occurring here on this show. But as long as everybody enjoys them, that's all that matters,
Okay.
You don't have to. I mean, I think this show was abandoned authentic a long time ago. Do you know what I'm sorry, guys, but,
That's fair.
Loosely scripted, maybe.
There's a lot of hypocrisy here, too. And one of the things that I feel about Lisa Rinna this season, I'm going to ask you both about this and then Dorit, but one of the things, so just remind me in case I forget, but one of the things I don't like about Lisa is I feel like she's not showing up this season, and if she does show up, it's for all the wrong reasons, like getting pissed off at Garcelle because she didn't thank her 500 times over Harry's secret sauce, okay? But then last night on Watch What Happens Live, Sutton calls this out, and she's like, Andy, I have a story for you, because I think that Lisa was reaching. He's like, what's going on? She's like, well, should I? I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. And then she lets us know that she invited Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin to Elton John's gala, where it was $10,000 per ticket.
Yeah.
Well, she said after paying for this table and $10,000 per ticket,
the Oscar party.
The
Oscar party does every year. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, in West Hollywood. It's right behind Pump. I used to stare over the thing at Tom where you don't put the tea in there. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, what is this like? I want to be in there. And
I snuck in.
You should have known Jason. Yeah. Now we know. Now we know why your show's down with Jason. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, there is hypocrisy there because she said she never thanked me. Now, Lisa Rinna did take to social media on her Instagram story last night while they were still live on Watch What Happens Live. So Andy Cohen brought up that message, and she was like, pretty much, no, bitch, that is not what happened. We're always invited to the Elton John party. I don't know what you're talking about. And Sutton had to defend herself and said, okay, well, maybe she is missing something and she didn't realize they paid for her ticket. But again, there's hypocrisy here. You're holding... Oh my God,
that's hilarious. Wait. You don't just grease over that. Okay, I must have fallen asleep. How the hell did I miss that? Sorry, Andy. No, but that means that Lisa Rinna thought she was comped with Harry Hamlin, which means she believes she's a way bigger star than she is.
Oh, no.
And really, Sutton paid her ticket. That's what that means. Like, that's, putting on my Beverly Hills hat. Right. That's what I would be gossiping.
Party.
Yeah, I would be going, like, if they were friends of mine, this is how I would talk. I would say, oh my God, Lisa thinks she's such a hot shit that she was comped, but Sutton secretly paid her ticket. Oh my God, who's going to tell her?
Oh God. Well, she still swears, and she didn't apologize for anything. She swears that she was invited, and Sutton didn't pay her ticket. Sutton, I feel like, is about to post on social media at some point this week the receipt of that ticket. She's going to be like, okay, watch this. Here's the receipt. But do you see the hypocrisy here? The way that Lisa is going in on Garcelle, and she's doing the exact same shit?
Well, it would appear to me that Lisa feels that the only people she can attack now are newcomers because she's too established in her friendships with the existing cast. So she can't betray them, right? So she's got to go for new meat. This is a strategy. So Garcelle is new, Sutton is new, right? So she's going for the newbies.
Crystal.
She did Denise. Denise is new, even though she was an old friend. She, not really, but she referred her to the show, whatever. Okay. So I think, what you're sensing as a strategy that, you know, if this was Survivor, this would be our conversation.
All right. Okay, fair. I'm going to ask both of you, Nathan, I'll start with you on this one. Why do you think no one will go in on Kathy Hilton?
I love this comment. I'm sorry, but Harry Hamlin is not Brad Pitt or Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
Wait, ask that again. What you said?
Yeah, look at what she did to Denise. I
Why
hear
do
you,
think that
Sheila.
nobody-
Thirsty.
Why do you think that
Thirsty.
nobody will go in on Kathy Hilton? Why do you, even though she's shutting them down, she's like, she's still making fun of Dorit, talking too much, just like the rest of the women. Nobody has anything to say to her because she's Kathy Hilton. Why?
I think it's because of she's Kathy Hilton, she's Beverly Hills, and honestly, I think she's a little older than the women, and she hasn't come at anyone. So there's really no point. You know, she comes from a place of culture where you sit at a dinner table and you don't yell and scream and have bad manners. And I think they see that and they give her that respect. She just carries that kind of thing on her shoulder.
Okay.
She's well connected. She's well connected, and she
Yeah.
has good parties. And nobody wants any retaliation off the show. It's about the off the show. That
And Lisa Rinna, she won't go after, Lisa Rinna won't go after Crystal because her husband is Rob Minkoff. You know, that she's not going to say anything to Crystal because Crystal can do something for Lisa, but Garcelle and Sutton can't do anything for Lisa.
well, and why is Crystal cuddling up to Erika? Have you noticed that? I was like, what? Now I know they give seating. They've been doing seating things on the show, which I know is production. Okay, that screams production. Like, it's not like Kathy's like, oh, we're gonna now move to seating charts. The production people are like, okay, we have to make people sit together that are like pissed, right?
Like Sutton and Erika.
Yeah. Okay. So they start this whole concept, but I noticed that Crystal and Erika have been sat together, and Crystal is like, I don't know. It feels like she's trying to become the mouthpiece of Erika, right? Or like connect herself somehow to her, which I thought was weird, didn't you?
Yeah, but I also feel like, to go against what Jason was saying earlier, I don't feel like she's necessarily, I don't know, one of you guys said this, I don't know if she's necessarily hiding in the background or if she's picked her target. Like, if you notice, every time Sutton says something, Crystal rolls her eyes or she's not really here for it. And like you said, she's acting as a mouthpiece for Erika. So I feel like those are her positions on the show. And she's like, this is where I'm going to run with it because I don't have any other beef. Nobody's told me to be quiet. And Erika's kind of the underdog of the group right now. So I'm going to stick with her and I'm going to go after her. But
Jason's right. Missed opportunity, Jason. If you were her agent,
Completely.
Crystal would be much more successful than she is at the moment because she should have stuck up for Garcelle. That was her moment and she slept through it.
And unfortunately,
She was drunk in the corner of the table behind Erika, like.
No, I mean, this was filmed a few months ago, but now, Crystal is dealing with some kind of race hate, which is fucking awful. Like, you read those comments, it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. But it just, like, where are you in this conversation or this topic? It just...
Well, and to go back off of, piggyback off of what you were saying before, Jason, you feel like Lisa Rinna won't go in on Crystal because she's married to Rob Minkoff and that could offer her something. To be fair, I think Lisa Rinna has kind of learned.
But Rob Minkoff is like, I mean, what was his last movie? Haunted Mansion that you get at the gift shop as you're walking out of the Disney ride? I mean, I don't know, but I'm like, I think
they make Lion King 12, maybe.
I think Crystal Minkoff's brother is paying the bills, if you ask me. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. But I was just going to say, I think Lisa Rinna's learned because we saw in a conversation that she had with Erika after she went in on Yolanda in previous seasons, and she was like, I think she might have Munchausen's, which is like faking this disease to get a lot of attention. Erika was like, okay, well, now you want to boost your daughters into the modeling world. Look at Gigi and Bella Hadid. Yolanda could have been an asset to you. You fucked that one up. Sorry, you stuck your foot in your mouth. And Lisa was like, oh shit, I did, didn't I? So maybe you're right. Maybe she's like, I'm not doing that again. If there's someone who can offer me something, you're safe. Denise Richards couldn't offer me shit. You're out. Like, I can see how Lisa Rinna is playing this game.
I do feel like we're missing a character on the show. I need to say this. It's frustrating me every week.
Who?
I feel like we need a character who is like Kim used to be, which is like doesn't care about staying in with anyone in that group. That is,
Right.
you know, like a bull in the china shop in a sense, and not cheesy like Brandi, but like somebody that, you know, would have said to Erika, you know, like you are a liar, Erika. It comes off in everything that's happening. Like, why did you
Right.
say you were rich and you're not? Why did you say he didn't cheat and he is? Why are you saying all these things? And they're all lies. So where's the truth in this? And how come you're not a liar? Because I see a ton of lies and no truth. So you tell me.
That's why I miss LVP on the show too, like you said, because Ken would Ken would chime in at the table, and or like when he told Yolanda, "You're so stupid," and like he would say this shit, and you look at him like, because normally it's the men they're not supposed to butt into the women's conversations, but Ken didn't care, especially if it came to his wife. I agree with you. Another person who I'm wondering, because we've heard that she wants to come back, she regrets leaving. She had a $4 million 4-year contract. She cut it after 2 years. Denise Richards. Do you think after breaking the fourth wall, the way she pissed off production, the way she exited the show, is it possible? Because she's Denise Richards.
That she'll come back? They want her back. 100% they want her back on Bravo.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I've already said I think she would come back.
I don't think she offered a lot to the show.
I think they want her back. Remember,
I
they know
think
that they're hip to the social media scene. They want people who have a lot of followers. That isn't a little thing to
Totally.
Bravo. They look at all that. How many followers you have coming on the show? You know, do you have a fan base following? Then how are the fans going to accept you? Like, you know, so I know Denise Richards they would have back in a heartbeat if she'd come on. She wanted too much money. They won't meet the money. That's the issue. And
Okay.
Denise is willing to go back, and they want her to go back, but they don't want to pay for her. And she's got a proper agent and manager.
Jason, do you think she'll be back? Do you think she'll
I mean,
accept
I'm holding out. I'm not hoping. I see it happening. I don't know why. I feel like she had her little boot camp in Housewives, and she's gotten a chance to watch it and watch how she's been perceived, and that if she does come back, it's going to be night and day. You know, she's no stranger to reality TV either.
No.
So,
You know, though, she would have still had a moment this season. Actually, no, she wouldn't, because this was because her daughter came out and said that she's no longer living in an abusive household, but that just surfaced a couple weeks ago. So they wouldn't really have had shit on Denise. Denise could have came back and really just thrived this season and been like, sorry, Erika, I passed the baton. Shit's on you, girl.
But they wouldn't have, because there's always shit on Denise. Like, if I wanted to really, like, if I was to go on the show tomorrow and I was shooting with Denise, I'd have a roster of like 10 years of shit I could throw at her. It would be like, she'd be like, ducking.
What do you do these women just do their homework before they come on the show and they're like, okay, let's see, Erika, this, and this?
The good ones do. I didn't know that, obviously, but Brandi was the first to start that, where she would study social media, she'd study the fans, study what, you know, anything dirt she could get on anybody, and she would then make it like a fact for the season. So, like, for example, you go online and Mauricio's cheating on Kyle all over the place, right? Online, right? And so I would just go on and say, much like Brandi did, oh, so Mauricio's a cheater. Well, I don't know, but I read it everywhere. I mean, it seems pretty obvious.
That's in Brandi Glanville. Okay. All right. Before we jump back into Beverly Hills Housewives, I did want to pick both of your brains on this real quick, because we have the Real Housewives All-Stars Season 2 coming out. We haven't even got Season 1 yet, but they're filming in the Berkshires at the Bluestone Manor, and we have Taylor Armstrong and Brandi Glanville, who you know, Dana.
Yes. How could I ever forget?
Brandi Glanville actually ended up making out with James Kennedy in the bathroom at SUR one time. And that, well, at least.
Wait, who was she making out with? I know she had sex with someone in a bathroom. Is it the same thing? that she had sex?
That was supposedly at Kyle's white party.
Oh,
that
right, because I was at that
yeah.
one, I remember, but I didn't remember him being there. So he was, Jamie Kennedy, you mean the the comedian? Oh, hold on.
No, the DJ. The one, he came out one day at Sir and he's like, dude, I just ran into Brandi in the bathroom and she and her, like, we made out and I have to go tell somebody. And I was like,
I love that James's relevancy is like zero to data.
Wait, do you have a picture? Do you have like a picture you could put up on the screen, like for us people who has never heard of this guy?
Oh my God.
I mean, don't bring up stories where people have. I guess nobody's really heard of me either. So
He calls himself the white Kanye West.
Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Like that's
rules.
like we would never be able to play a game show together, you and me, Adam.
Oh God. Okay, this is him. I tried to find the best photo I could.
Okay, that was everything.
He's always like, I'm DJ James Kennedy.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. So she made out with him, and what were we talking about again? Oh, they're going on the Berkshires on the mashup.
Yeah. So
with Dorinda, right?
Taylor and Brandi appearing on this show. Like, honestly, I'm not excited. I don't get anything from Taylor Armstrong. I'm not excited to see her on the show.
Well, I think. I mean, I don't even know what this show is. It's like, I heard rumors that they do activities together, like kind of Big Brother-ish, where they have these like challenges. And then I heard from other people, it's just like summer house and they're just kind of hanging out or whatever. So I don't really know what this show is. Obviously Taylor is, if she drinks, she's going to be crazy because she can't help it. And Brandi is, going to bring it because she needs the fame really badly. So she's going to be like, taking her tits out and walking around. I mean, God knows what she's going to do. And then I think the show is really going to be anchored in Dorinda.
Okay.
In New York, 100%. And she's going to actually give some story to this thing. I'll watch for Dorinda. Now,
she's a host. I think she's a great person to host this.
I think she's going to be pissed when they're like trashing her house. I agree, Jason. But when they start trashing her house in the fish room, Dorinda's going to be like, I made it nice. Get the fuck out.
Well, that's why Dorinda's going to be so classic. A lot of these people haven't been seen in a while. So the question will become like, are the fans shocked with the way they look? I wish I had shades right now because I would put them on.
That's true, though, because, actually, it's really just, we've seen Jill Zarin. She still looks great. We've seen Vicki Gunvalson, Tamra Judge. We've seen them.
Right. So who's left?
Taylor and Phaedra Parks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask, as we start wrapping this up, do you feel like, Dana, that I missed anything?
Let's look. I think we did. I have notes. I take notes, guys. I do. Okay.
She's like,
yeah. Did we miss anything, Erika Tom?
This is you with your notes, Dana.
Yeah. So I think where we're going to leave it is on this question today. Who is your favorite housewife on this season of Real Housewife of Beverly Hills? Go ahead, Adam.
Well, if I had to pick anybody a part of the cast in the moment, it would be Kathy Hilton, just because I was so surprised, but she's not a housewife. So if I have to pick a housewife, I'm either going to go with Garcelle or Sutton. And the reason why is because I feel like all of the other women have stayed so quiet when it comes to Erika's, legal drama and her husband's legal drama. But Garcelle and Sutton are kind of acting on behalf of the fans and what we would want to know, especially Sutton. And I think that's so important because if we didn't have these two key players, then everybody would just kind of go along with Erika's stories and be like, oh yeah, allegedly unconscious for 12 hours and then flipped a car, but then had to get eye surgery, but then there was a burglar, but then there was a conservatorship. The LA Times wrote an article, but you knew nothing. No, girl, we get it. It all makes sense. So I'm glad we have them.
Okay, Jason?
I have to say Garcelle only because of the authenticity I get from her tone. Every time she speaks, especially when she has an issue with the other women. It's real. It's like she's really asking, she's really talking, and I really enjoy that because there's no one else like that on the show.
Okay. Dana?
I have to say that I agree with it's Garcelle and Sutton tied for me. And the reason for that is Garcelle is so well spoken and elegant, and she handles herself so well. I really appreciate the way she's dealing with race, but not excluding me from the conversation or making me feel like Ebony in New York makes me feel like she's kind of hurting me in a sense. But Garcelle includes me in the conversation and the way she's talking about it. And I really respect and appreciate that. You know, like last night, I thought that was like really amazing. Sutton, I love that she's doing, like you said, Adam, she's saying what we're all thinking, and she's being so brave in doing that. And I wish I could be there to have her back. I like wanted to beat the poop out of Erika at that dinner that she threatened her.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one, you know, I mean, I get why Crystal wouldn't because she's a newbie, but like all the others have no excuse not to have, you know, stood up and really made that a moment. Like,
you know, it's funny too because last night you see where Sutton tries to kind of have a pair, and she's like going in, she's like, okay, small town. She's like, no, that's you, girl. Why are you talking to me small-minded? And I'm like, ooh,
she's intimidated. I mean, the one problem with Sutton is she's intimidated by Erika. And
Powers.
yeah, she can't, Erika's really bullying her, you know, and she can't find that strength. She needs a sidekick. She needs somebody to back her, like Kim did for Kyle. That's where Kyle got her backbone from, was Kim. You know, without Kim, Kyle lost that, right? She's got it back a little bit with Kathy. But like Sutton needs Garcelle maybe to back her hard. Then Sutton will come strong.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
You need a little bit support. You need some support for your backbone. I get that.
Garcelle and Sutton need to strategize now. They need to have a side meeting off show.
You know, and you said something, I feel like you kind of hit the nail on the head here. I really like Ebony on New York. I've grown to like her because you never know when you get a new housewife, but you can tell with Ramona and Sonia and Luann, who are known for putting their foots in their mouths, like they are very uncomfortable with a lot of the conversations because they are so fearful of being canceled. You can totally read it on the show.
Well, I wouldn't want to shoot with Ebony. She's really aggressive. I mean, she pretends to be calm, but she's aggressive. I'm not an Ebony fan. You're not going to get that out of me.
I was going to say, like, Garcelle and, you know, even Crystal, when we've had this conversation of race, it's been more of an open dialogue where it's inviting everyone to come in and chime in on the conversation. Okay, this is your experience. This is how you felt. This is what it's been like to walk in your shoes. Thank you for sharing. And it's been an embraced conversation, whereas, like, you see the other women, like, they start off, it's almost like seeing a photo of the president in his first year of office to seeing him after 4 years, and he's, like, all gray and just, like, get me out of here.
They always
like,
are.
That's what the New York women look like after every dinner. They're like, fuck.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, because she, you know, I don't know if you guys know this, but Ebony is from a news reporter background. And she's reported both on Republican and Democratic sides, Ebony, both in news. And so she takes that persona, that like strong, idealistic persona, and dishes it on Bravo. And it's just hard. It's a very difficult thing to watch. I struggle with it. I wanted to like her, but I struggled to.
I'm still, okay, I know I won't get it out of you, but I'm still an Ebony fan. I think that...
I've gone backwards. I've gone the opposite way. I didn't like it, Ebony, at the beginning.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I kind of was looking at it from a different point of view because I don't think anybody of those 5 cast members brought anything to the show this year. So at least she was trying to put something on the show and the platform. But I think maybe Bravo didn't have enough footage, or there was nothing going on with those other 4 ladies. I don't know what it was, but I would like to see another season with Ebony, with Bethany, with a whole new set of housewives. You know, New York City has 9 million people. You can't find the 5 freaking ladies who come on the show.
I mean, I don't like
all live in one neighborhood.
If they leave me with Leah and Ebony and the new people, I'm gonna die. I'm just forget it.
Yeah.
Like, just kill me. I can't watch it anymore. It's over.
You know what? Also, I have to say, much like when I liked Bethany on the show and Dorinda, one of the things about Ebony that I appreciated was Ramona comes in and she's like, this is the help. I don't know their name. Oh my gosh, look at all these servants. And she says some really dumb, ignorant shit. And Ebony looks at her like, you can't say that shit. You look like an asshole. And I'm like, yes, Ebony. Thank you so much for being on the show. Because Sonia and Luann, they don't really do that to her. Sonia kind of picks a little bit, but she's like sitting in the corner with her tail between her legs. Luann is just a wallflower at this point on the show. And Leah, like you said, I don't understand that casting. But we'll see.
Well, yeah, no. I guess ever since she was on Millionaire Matchmaker, they liked her. Who knows? You know?
Okay. All right,
well, anyway, we'll have to reconvene on New York. They canceled the reunion, so, you know, I guess that you know the gossip on why that happened.
Because they were trying to protect Ramona and make everything go away?
No.
What?
Yeah, does that sound like Bravo? Come on. Oh, let's protect Ramona. No, it was supposedly because they couldn't get sponsorship dollars to justify the show. So the show's ratings were doing so poorly at the end that they were like, there's a huge cost to doing the reunion. And so they couldn't justify like the investment in the reunion in the end. And it wasn't so much about the scheduling conflicts.
Well, couldn't they have instead just done it via Zoom and said, listen, there's another outbreak and there's another variant and something going on with, like, couldn't they have made a different excuse and just saved a lot of money and shot via Zoom?
I don't think so, because it would have shined a big light on why would it be the only one that they did that on. And I'm not sure the sponsors really want to be on a Zoom call either at all, right? You know what I mean? Like, otherwise we would all have sponsors in the corner of our little Zoom right now. And we'd be rich.
All right, well, I like that. That was good. I didn't know that.
All right, good. All right, guys, listen. Have the most fabulous weekend. I'm missing you already.
We will have to take another trip to Miami, or you'll have to come up to Palm Beach. We'll go grab some drinks and see. Maybe we'll invite Tinsley out and see if we can't pick her brain about.
Oh, that would be fun. I like her. I haven't talked any dirt about Tinsley, so we could hang.
Yeah, she's out here. She's in Palm Beach somewhere. So I say, honestly, if anybody, she's probably, if you reached out, let's do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll reach out to her. Let's do it.
And then we'll tell her, like, listen, we're going to bottomless brunch, and then we'll have a few mimosas, but we'll really just do the Kathy Hilton thing, tell them to put orange juice in.
We'll have our own mashup.
Yeah. Well, yes, and we'll have them dilute it with water. It'll be orange juice, and then we'll have Tinsley just drinking and telling us everything about the drama and what happened.
Perfect. It sounds like a plan, Adam. It sounds like a plan. All right, you guys. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining today.
Yeah.
See you on Instagram. Oh, yeah, I have a YouTube. It's DecaDish Dana, or you just search Dana Wilkey, and I do like 6 videos a week. They're about 10 or 15 minutes long of gossip, and I do it my way, which is, unique to the way I do it. And then I have a Patreon called Dishing Drama Dana Wilkey, which is like level 10 gossip. It really is. And we have a ton of people on there now, hundreds of people, and we all gossip together. It's really fun. And then, of course, my Twitter is at Dana Wilkey, and my Instagram is at Wilkey_Dana, and DM me anytime.
All right. And also, guys, you can find Dana's YouTube channel in the description of this video. Dana, thank you so much.
Adam, you inspire me. Jason, it's so good to see you, love. I love your sexy bedroom background.
Okay. Thanks, Dana. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right. Jason, where can we find you?
You can find me at Down with Jason. I'm a relatively new channel, but we talk about everything from entertainment to royal news and, of course, reality TV, because it is the gift that keeps on giving. And we're about to go live at 12:45 on my channel with Adam. Adam and I are going to talk about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because we have very different opinions, and take callers, which I don't know if anyone will call. Last time I tried to do that, no one called. And that's okay, too. We're going to take comments.
Okay, so that's it, guys. Ooh, all the magic.